University of Law podcast and our 24 Questions in 24 series. My name's Emily Lewis and today I am joined by Hannah Watts. Hi Hannah.
Hi.
Please could you just take a moment to introduce yourself to our listeners?
So I'm Hannah. I am 34, mum of three, and I'm studying the LPC MSc online part-time alongside work as well.
And what would be your career ambition in the legal industry?
So I want to go into corporate or commercial law.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. So what we'll do is we'll go into some sort of tailored questions for you so we can get to know a bit more about your university experience. So what made you want to pursue a degree after having children, and what attracted you most to studying law out of all of the courses?
I always wanted to do law, but I didn't think I was smart enough to do it. So I kept putting it off. And then while I was pregnant with my third child, and I was at home, I thought now is the time to do it really if I'm going to do it. So I applied and I started when my daughter was 4 months old.
And have you found it enjoyable, or has it been a little bit challenging?
It has been challenging. It's really hard trying to fit everything in, but I've really enjoyed it as well.
Oh, good. So what made you choose to study the LPC MSc?
So it was the next step really into becoming a solicitor. I did look into doing the SQE route, but after looking at both options, decided the LPC was the right option for me while it was still available.
That's great. So I understand you also studied your undergraduate degree online. What were your biggest learnings about studying online, and how did it compare with your expectations having gone through school in person?
I think I knew it was going to be hard. I expected to not really meet everyone, be really isolated. But I actually found it a really enjoyable experience. I met loads of great people through it and found it really easy to juggle everything to fit it all in at a time that suited me.
Yeah, I think that's one of the benefits of studying online, isn't it? That it can be quite flexible and you can always catch up in your own time. That's definitely one of the pros that I've noticed of it. So when you say that you've ended up meeting some great people, were you able to sort of create communities outside of studying? Has that been something that you've been able to do, maybe creating WhatsApp chats or just being able to speak to your classmates outside of study?
So it started out with a WhatsApp chat. It started with about 30 of us. And then through my undergraduate degree, people started slowly dropping out and it ended with 3 of us. So one of them stayed part-time throughout, whereas I did my second year full-time. So she's a year behind. But me and one other graduated together. And we've become really good friends. So that's really nice.
Oh, brilliant. So I can tell that you've made some very close friends on your legal education journey then, and all of you have studied together. How did you find sort of being able to create the friendships? Was it literally just taking the step and making conversation, or was there any sort of encouragement from tutors, or did it just kind of form naturally?
Just formed naturally, really. I think one person put up a link on a Facebook group to a WhatsApp chat, and everybody joined there. And then I think you can tell each other's interests and people you're drawn to. And then me and the girl that I graduated with, we kind of got talking on our own, and we meet up in London, just the two of us, 2 or 3 times a year. And she's got 3 children as well, so we both meet up with all the kids and they get along really nicely.
Oh, that's really nice. I think that's a really great way to sort of even just maintain study, and being able to have a friendship through study. It always makes it a bit more enjoyable, doesn't it? Instead of just feeling that you're going it alone. And I'm sure that you can sort of share experiences now that you're both parents as well. I think that's lovely that you're able to share your experience with someone who's also going through the same thing. I think that's fab.
Yeah, definitely.
So could you walk us through a day in your life as a mum of 3 studying the LPC?
Yeah, so a normal day would be I get up at 6:30, make everybody's packed lunches. I get ready, get the kids ready. They go to school for 8:30. Then I drive over to work and work till 5. Come home, pick them up, got tea, bath, bed. And then about 7:30ish, I'll sit down to study until about 10:30, 11. Shower and go to bed and do it all again the next day. I do have Mondays to myself though, where all the kids are at school and I'm able to just get on with my studying. So it's nice to have a day.
Yeah, that does sound like you have a busy week then.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, that is an early morning. I'm not partial to an early morning, so yeah, don't envy you there. So what advice would you give to other parents considering higher education?
I think just go for it. I spent so long considering whether to do it or not, and I should have just got on and done it. So as long as you're willing to obviously spend your evening studying, stay motivated, it's it's a really enjoyable experience. So just go for it.
Brilliant. And was it important for you to have support from others in your situation while you were studying?
Yes, definitely. My partner's always been amazing, so he helps me a lot and has always been supportive of me. I don't live close to any of my family, so it's literally just me and my partner with the kids. So without him, I couldn't have done it. And I think without the online community, like WhatsApp groups for students and everything, I couldn't have done it without them either. Everyone's really encouraging.
Okay, brilliant. So that leads on to my next question about how would you sort of encourage and engage students to create an online community? Because I think that's one of the concerns that students have about joining an online campus. Would your recommendations be to sort of put yourself forward and create a WhatsApp chat and try and get people engaged, because most likely other people want to do the same?
Yes, definitely. I think there's some Facebook groups as well which you can go on, and if people have already created a chat, they'll usually post a link in there where you can just join. If you can't find anything, definitely make your own and just put the link out for other people to join. Just before I started the LPC, myself and a couple of others set up a group, put the link in a Facebook group, and I think there's about 70 of us in there now, all studying the LPC part-time online. So we're all in the same boat. And it's, if you're ever struggling with something, it's nice to know that you're not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the sense of community that you've been able to be a part of is fantastic. And I really do hope that other students feel the same way as well. Do you have any other tips on how you would maximise your productivity while you're studying?
I think one of the things that I've noticed, if studying at home, it's so easy to just go and sit on the sofa with your laptop, put the TV on, but I get really distracted. It's a lot better to, if you've got the space for a desk, have a desk set up and leave the TV off, and then you'll just focus. It is nice to just lounge on the sofa watching a bit of TV, but it's not very productive.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So have you ever gone externally and sort of gone to work in a coffee shop, or ever worked anywhere that isn't in your home? Just from experience, I work from home, and sometimes it's quite nice to just sort of be in a different environment just for the day.
The only places where I've studied outside the home is if I've taken the kids to kids' birthday parties. I'll take my book and just sit at the side while they're all playing in soft play or whatever and get on with my studying there. I try and take every opportunity to cram in some studying, or in the car while my daughter's at ballet.
That is pure dedication there. I do very much congratulate you for that, because I can imagine that is not easy. So what have you enjoyed the most about your experience at the University of Law so far?
I think all the people that I'm studying with, they've all been great. Everyone's really supportive, and I also enjoy how fast-paced it is. It is really hard to keep up sometimes, but I think knowing that I've got to get this done helps to stop you from falling behind. there has been a couple of times where I've been a week or so behind, and I know I've just got to get on and get it done, which I think actually really helps.
Yeah, that's really good. And I, like you're saying, I think that the community is a really excellent part. So if you were to sort of go back in time and where you were at sort of entering the postgraduate again, would you have done it again?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. That's what we like to hear. So I've got some sort of quick fire questions for you, if that's all right.
Yeah.
So if you could make one change in the world, what would it be?
Stop all the wars. It's just such an unnecessary waste of life.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. I think especially in this current climate, there's nothing that we need more than just a little bit of peace. So I absolutely agree with you there. If you were hosting a dinner party, name 3 guests, dead or alive, that you would like to invite and why.
It's hard to say 3. If I could have 4, I'd choose my grandparents.
Okay, I'll let you have 4.
Thanks. Yeah, I'd choose my grandparents. I lost my nan just before I started my degree, and I lost my grandma halfway through, and she was definitely my biggest supporter. So if she was able to see where I am now, I know she'd be so proud of me.
That's really lovely. A lot of people would sort of veer towards a celebrity or something like that. So it's really nice that you've picked family, and I think that shows more of your personality about what you're all about as well. So that's lovely. What's your favourite movie?
I think it's Gladiator. I couldn't tell you why. It's just one that I've loved since I was a lot younger, and I'll watch it all the time. I love it.
Well, that's one that I've not seen. Who's in it? Do you remember?
Russell Crowe is the main guy in it.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to give that a watch.
He is good. He's really good.
I'm really bad with like movies that didn't come out in sort of the last 5 years. I'm very much I only remember it if I watched it like a week ago. So yeah, I'll definitely have a look at that one. What's your favourite way to relax?
Well, because I'm so busy with uni and work and the kids, and my partner's always working and helping with the kids as well. Every Friday night we have date night. We'll get a takeaway, a bottle of wine, and just sit and watch a film, and it's really nice.
That sounds like a perfect night to me. Are you more of a staying in person than going out?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, me too. So this one will not be a good situation then. If you were stranded on a desert island and not able to be on your sofa, you could only take 3 items. What would they be?
Oh, that's hard. A knife, obviously catch food, and obviously cut up wood and stuff. Probably some matches to make a fire. I don't think I'd be able to make a fire rubbing sticks together. I'd be there all day. And probably a good book, something that's not law related, because they're the only books I seem to read. Just something different.
Yeah. Have you got a particular favourite author?
No, I haven't really read anything for years. Obviously, the only time I read is reading my uni books. So it's been a good 5-6 years since I've actually read anything.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, maybe a desert island would be good for you then. You can get back into your love of reading.
Peace and quiet.
So what's your favourite place to travel to, either where you've been or somewhere that you'd love to go?
I think, I've not been for maybe 15 years, but Cuba. I absolutely love Cuba. The people are amazing, the beaches, the culture. It's lovely.
Are you more of a beach break kind of person then, rather than a city break?
Yeah, I do like a beach, and the kids like a good water park. So I don't think you'd find a water park in Cuba, but I'd enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Oh, great. And I guess a beach is a nice time to rewind as well after all the work that you're doing with the degree.
Yeah. Yes.
Who do you admire most and why?
I think probably my grandma. She was all about family. She would do anything for anybody. She was always there for you.
That's a lovely little sentiment there. Yeah, my grandma is amazing as well. I definitely know what you mean when you say that you like to be sort of connected with your grandparents. I think that that's a lovely thing to have, and it's nice little motivation as well that even though they can't be here, they can be so proud of you, looking down on you. So yeah, I think that's a good motivation for everyone, that they, as long as they set their mind to something, it doesn't matter where the people are, that they'll always be proud of you, and that's a really nice thing to sort of keep you going.
Yeah, definitely.
What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? Is there anything you would have done differently, or anything that you would just sort of say to them to encourage them a bit more?
I don't think I would ever change anything, because I wouldn't be where I am now if it hadn't been for everything I've done in my life. But I think I would just encourage myself to just go for it and believe in yourself, never doubt yourself.
I think that's the perfect answer. You can't change things, can you? And I think just sort of having that bit of motivation, and usually the best motivation comes from within. So I think you're absolutely right. As long as you can believe in yourself, you really can do anything.
Yeah.
So that comes to the end of our podcast today. Thank you so much for joining us, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to our listeners for listening. If you would like to learn more about our courses, please visit us at law.ac.uk. Do also follow us and keep up to date for our next episode. Thank you for listening.